So guys, I made a rabbit care PDF. Yeah, literally a digital guide for bunnies. And yesterday alone, I pulled in over $400 on my PDF store. Here's my backend, and as you can see, the date stamp, October 21st, 2025, $464. I'll go ahead and refresh it again. Still $464. Imagine making over $400 daily while you sleep and without lifting a finger. This is what selling PDFs does for me. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this tiny niche PDF is outperforming some of my serious PDFs. And the craziest part? I created it in just a few minutes. Let me show you how this even happened because it blew my mind. So make sure to stick to the end because I will also be putting you onto a cheat code system you can use to start a high profit PDF business as soon as today, regardless of your experience level and without doing all of the groundwork. As someone who has been selling PDFs for a long time now, I now fully sell on Shopify. With Shopify, I'm able to scale my sales with hyper-targeted paid ads. Also, I don't have to pay a percentage of my sales to any platform, which means more profit for me. But for beginners with no ad budget and no idea about running targeted ad campaigns for PDFs, I would always recommend Etsy. This is the platform I started with. Once you start getting sales and know how to scale with paid ads, that's when you can expand to Shopify. So in this video, I will show you how to do the exact same thing on Etsy. So a few weeks ago, I was scrolling through Etsy, trying to find new digital product ideas. And I kept seeing the same stuff: planners, budget trackers, affirmation journals. All great, but super crowded. Then I noticed something weird. I searched rabbit care just out of curiosity, and the competition was shockingly low. Like barely anyone was selling anything for rabbit owners. And that's when it hit me. People absolutely love their pets, and rabbit owners are this untapped gold mine of passion. So I thought, all right, challenge accepted. Could I make a simple, helpful PDF guide for rabbit owners and actually get people to buy it? Here's where it gets crazy. I opened up ChatGPT and gave it this prompt: make me a well-detailed guide on rabbit care for rabbit owners that can be sold as a digital product. It should be around 8 to 10 pages. I like to keep my PDF guides between 8 to 10 pages, as I found this to be the sweet spot for guide lengths. In just a few seconds, I had a rabbit care guide ready, which I can package into a PDF. I will also tell ChatGPT to make a visually attractive cover for this guide. And just like that, I have a professional looking cover for my PDF guide. But here's the thing, creating the PDF was the easy part. The real challenge was getting eyeballs on it. I was able to do this by running paid ads to my PDF Shopify store. I use the same campaign structure for all my digital products. One CBO campaign, 3 ad sets, 2 of which will have one different interest each, and the last ad set left broad with no interest. The same 2 creatives for all the 3 ad sets. I let it run for 3 days before I start optimizing. If you want a well-detailed video on how I run my ads, you can check my other videos on the channel, but for beginners using Etsy instead, here is exactly how I would do it on Etsy. I will list it with the most keyword-packed title, something like Printable Rabbit Care Guide. To strengthen my Etsy SEO, I will fill up all the 13 tag slots with relevant tags and keywords. To do this, just use eRank to get the best tags and keywords relevant to your listing. Then I will add mockups, a few lifestyle photos of adorable rabbits, and price it at $9. This feels fair but still profitable. This is the same exact method I used to sell some of my first PDFs on Etsy. I remember I had this watercolor vintage cat image delivered as a PDF that I sold on Etsy and listed for $7. I wanted to see if Etsy SEO alone could move the needle. The first 2 days, crickets, not a single view. I was like, okay, maybe this niche was too niche. But on day 3, I opened my phone, saw a notification, and there it was. One sale. It sounds small, but that $7 felt like $1 million because it proved something huge. Here's a store on Etsy selling the same vintage cat art delivered as a PDF. Using this AI spy tool, we can see this store has pulled in $562,000 from this kind of digital art. For me, it meant even a simple, low-cost PDF in a weird niche like watercolor vintage cats could actually make passive income because people love buying quirky art like this. And then 2 days later, another sale, then a third. Slowly but surely, this random watercolor vintage cat started gaining traction. By the end of the first week, it had made around $170, which might not sound crazy, but remember, I only made it once and it kept selling while I slept, and this part shocked me. I went back to look at the keywords that were bringing in traffic, and guess what? The words vintage cat and cat art were getting thousands of monthly searches. And this is not just for cats only. It's the same for other animals. Dogs, rabbits, hamsters. At this point, I realized something way bigger than just one PDF. You don't need to compete in saturated markets to make money with digital products. You just need to solve a very specific emotional problem for a small group of people who really care. And pet owners, they care a lot. Now, if you're wondering how I'd scale the rabbit care PDF, I'd make versions for cats, dogs, guinea pigs, parrots, even reptiles. Turn it into a pet care digital guide brand. Bundle them. Sell packs. You could turn a single $9 product into a whole digital empire of niche pet guides. And honestly, you don't need a massive audience, fancy tools, or even a crazy idea. You just need to spot a gap, take action fast, and test it. The market will tell you what works. So if you've been overthinking your first digital product, take this as a sign. Go micro niche. The smaller the better. That's where the hidden profits are. Now, I know I packed a lot into this video, but honestly, this is just scratching the surface. There are so many hidden strategies and tricks we use for the PDF business that I can't fully cover here. Otherwise, it would turn into a full-blown course. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this is interesting, but I'd have no idea where to start, don't worry. I created the passive PDF method for people who want to learn how to set up their own PDF business without going through the trial and error phase. It's a private system where I walk you through everything step by step. Inside, I cover how to come up with PDF ideas, how to create them even if you have no art skills, how to build out your store for maximum conversion, and most importantly, the different traffic strategies, which I personally use, that actually work. And lastly, how to put the process on repeat so your PDFs can continue selling in the background even while you're doing other things. You'll find the link in the description or the pinned comment. Of course, you can always just watch my free videos, take notes, and piece it together on your own. That works too. And honestly, most people don't even take the first step. So if you do, you're already ahead of the curve. But if you want a shortcut and prefer to have everything laid out in a clear roadmap, then the passive PDF method is designed for you. It'll take you behind the scenes and show you how I run my own digital PDF business so you can model the same process. So if you're ready to take action, hit the link in the description or pinned comment to get started. And remember, every day, new people are jumping into this and building their own PDF systems.